Yeah, so you've been to America?
Yeah, it was literally
twice?
like I went to America. I had 1 day back.
Yeah.
And then I went cycling for 9 days. And I had 1 day back. And then I went to Hawaii. And now I've got a few days back. And then I'm taking my parents around a little bit of Japan.
Damn.
So I don't know why I'm paying rent. I'm kind of just scamming myself.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
really
and
are.
last year we spent a total of like how long in Japan? Because we spent a lot of it in America and traveling
Yeah.
around.
like half a year. At
yeah, half a
most.
year.
Well, you know, I'm going to try and at least have like 1 or 2 months this year where I just don't leave Japan.
You say that.
Well, I already, yeah, I mean, or at least make it so the visits out of Japan are short.
Yeah.
Except for probably when we go to America again for AX and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we're going to. Joey's not going to join us this time though.
I'm going to
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
You're going to Vietnam. Low key, actually, really fucking jealous. Actually, really jealous that
I'm
you
going
get
to
to
send
go.
you all the moped pics.
Gonna be like, damn that Joey.
God damn it.
Here I am in America again for the 50th time, and Joey is back enjoying
I'm
Vietnam.
back in America.
I'm back in
home with the
America.
free. That's
Yeah.
me.
You know, maybe I'll ride around in a Vespa in America. Who knows? And just get run off the road.
Yeah.
Are you
right.
scared to go back in America after being grilled at TSA again?
Oh yeah, fucking hell! Like
you
I
got fucking diddled.
I had like my guard down this time we went to Hawaii. I don't know why, just because we've been to America so many times that I'd forgotten how intense it could get.
Yeah, you were in like hardest difficulty of papers, please. Like you were just like you were struggling.
Yeah, John had all
man.
the correct paperwork and they still grilled him.
Yeah, I had all the correct paperwork, and I was like, it's Hawaii. People are chill here. It's an island. It's a tropical country. I know how things work. People are very chill. My border control officer was not chill.
Well, okay, to paint the scene, right? I'm at the front of our 3-man line.
Yes.
And there's 3 desks.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is 2 men who look quite intimidating, and they just don't look happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's this woman who seems very pleasant and is talking very friendly to all the people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm in my head, I'm like, man, I sure as hell I hope I get the very pleasant woman.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Sure enough, I go to the pleasant woman. 2 seconds. She's like, what are you here for? Business. What are you doing? Podcast. Cool. Bye. Have fun
Yes.
in Hawaii. I was like, sick.
Yes.
So I go downstairs because you're not allowed to wait. And I'm just sitting there like fuck, it's been like 30 minutes. Where the fuck are these boys?
Yes.
There's no way they're grilling them for 30 minutes because the line wouldn't fucking move.
Well, I mean,
Where are they?
I always get grilled when I go to the States because of my
Yeah.
Esther thing.
Yeah. So I rock up. I see Connor having an easy time. I'm like, yeah, it's chill. It's Hawaii. And then I give my passport. He asks, so what are you here for? I say business. And he goes, what are you doing? Podcast. Exactly the same answer as Connor said. But he went further. He was like, what kind of podcast? What do you do? And I was just like, I mean, have a podcast where we kind of talk about.
No, see, this is where you fucked up. You're already saying too much. 1-word answers. You got to say 1-word answers.
Yeah.
Just say anime.
Anime?
You fucking lie.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just like.
Well, no, okay, don't lie.
Yeah,
but-
don't lie. Don't lie.
But like, simplify. Don't talk to them.
Yeah, because the guy asked me as well, and I just said Japan culture stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. 3 words.
The
Short and
more
sweet.
you talk, the more they'll talk to you.
Yeah,
This,
right.
this is a trick with TSA chat, right? I'm telling you, this is well, because I figured this out. If you start like, yeah, I mean, I guess I talk about anime and stuff, and he's like, well, actually, I watch Trash Taste. You don't talk about anime at all.
That's literally what it felt like. I felt like I was in like a Phoenix Wright where he was just like, there's a lie here somewhere.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a contradiction. And
Yes, just be calm.
Yeah.
So short, simple answers. They'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, because it was so
Again,
fun.
like we okay. Just to preface, this is obviously ensuring you have all the documentation.
Yes.
because they're still going to grill you because it's part of their job.
Which we did,
But
of
but
course.
you can just make this easier by just kind of just
Yeah.
being simple, being frank. Don't open up the fucking essay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, because like I was kind of, I already knew because every time I go to the US, I always have to get sent to the secondary
Joey always
check
gets
room.
sent to the-
Joey
So I'm
knows.
like, I knew. I was just like, you know what? I'm just waiting for him to be like, come to the back with me. So I was,
What
kind
does it
of.
look like? What does the
Yeah.
back room look like? What's the nicest back room you've been to?
yeah.
Honestly, probably the Hawaii. one.
There's like Fiji water. Or
Yeah.
No, not even. But it was so funny because like I got sent to the back room in the Hawaii one, as I always do, and they were like, all right, just sit here and wait.
Joey's already used to this.
Yeah, this is like not my first rodeo at all. And I was just chilling there, just waiting for my name to be called, just hanging out, watching these other people who clearly look like they're shitting their pants. I'm like,
Yeah.
first time.
First,
All right.
yeah. All right, guys.
I'm a veteran, don't worry about it. And there's TSA's officers walking back and forth, and one of them stops and just like looks at me dead in the eyes, and I'm like, "You gonna call my name? Am I good to go?" And he just goes, "Is Aki with you today?" And I'm like, no. And he's like, all right. And he just walks off. And I'm like, please put the good word in for me. You know who I am. And sure enough, like 30 seconds later, same guy walks out and he goes, all right, you're good to go.
Oh.
And I was like, my man.
He's like, I can vouch. She's cool.
Meanwhile, as I'm in that first part in the line with the three of us, you know, I'm just waiting for the guy to like just tell me the inevitable. And I'm hearing in on Gant's conversation. And he's like,
him.
so there's this thing called yen press, yeah? And I'm like, what conversation did it come to where you have to explain a manga publishing company to a TSA officer? like, what did he ask you? He get to that point.
He basically, so I know the exact moment where I was just like, I fucked up, basically. Because he was asking me all the questions and, you know, that was fine. But he just kept going, right? Because I feel like he was looking for some
hole in your story.
Some kind of hole, something he can grab onto.
Yeah.
So he asked me, what do? I said, anime and manga podcast. And he was like, what are you here for? I was like, anime convention. And he was like, what's the anime convention? And he was like, KawaiiCon. And then he goes, so where's KawaiiCon taking place? What's the address?
Dude. Actually, while I was going through my thing, I heard you being grilled of like, how will you get there?
Yeah.
How will you know where you're going?
And to be fair, I was actually like, I wasn't panicking. I was actually like pretty calm. I was just like, sorry about this. Let me go check it now. And I was... Normally, I change my SIM card to like a SIM card that works in American with American data after I land. And so I was like, let me check it quickly. No, I would just like connect to the Wi-Fi. He's like, there's no Wi-Fi. You cannot check your phone. There is no Wi-Fi. And I was just like, is it okay if I change my SIM card? He was like, no. What is the address? I need to know now. And I'm just like,
holy fuck.
I'm like,
he's fucking playing Don't
in my mind, I was like, dude, chill. Chill. I just need.
You could have just been like, someone else in my party knows.
Yeah.
So that's literally what I did. And he was like, he looks behind, and he was like, is he with you? And this obviously wasn't a good look.
He's gonna like fucking drag Joey over.
Yeah, get over. This obviously wasn't a good look. Be me. He's like, he sees me, and he sees my mate Joey also being grilled. What's he gonna be taking?
The guy who's gonna take it to the back room.
Yeah, the guy getting taken.
That's your mate.
The guy taken to the back room. He's like, "That's your boy. That's your boy right there."
Yeah, as I'm walking to the back room, it's like, "Oh, it's Honolulu Con." Yeah, by the way.
Yeah, I'm like, Joe, what's the convention center called again? And he's
Honolulu Convention Center.
And it's the Honolulu Convention Center. And I was like, oh, it's the Honolulu Convention Center. And he was just like, how are you gonna get there? How?
Yeah, I heard him grilling you.
Yeah. He kept asking me, how am I going to get there? And I'm like,
how the fuck else am I going to
get there? And I didn't know what he was asking for. Yeah. So I was like, I thought he meant, where are you staying? So I was like,
oh no, like how, like are you getting a taxi or something?
Yeah. And he was, and so I was like, oh, I'm going to get a taxi to the modern Honolulu, which is where I'm staying beforehand. And he's like, no, how are you going to get there? And I was just like, what? What? I don't understand.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't understand what you're looking for.
Dude. Like sometimes occasionally a pretty normal question is, do you have any cash on you?
Yeah.
So
they can shake you down.
That's what the guy asked me.
Yeah, they ask you that because they want to know if I guess if you need to do something, you can,
Do you know what got me through?
What?
Because actually, if this wasn't my first time in America, I probably would have been shitting myself.
Yeah,
but I know he's just doing his job.
Well, the thing is, right,
trying to intimidate you.
The lawyer told me this as well. Like, you have all the documentation. Yeah. You've done everything correct. Like, they're just trying to intimidate you. They if you have all the documentation and you haven't said anything that's breaches your terms of that visa or whatever, then they shouldn't do anything.
Yeah, really. I mean, in my mind, I was just like,
this is not legal. This is not legal advice, by the way. This is not legal advice. It's not legal advice.
Yeah, if this is like I said, if this is my first time, I definitely would have been shitting myself. But I was just like, oh, this is very much an inconvenience right now. And I know it was just because it could have easily been solved if I had data on my phone, and it just was one of the airports that did not have Wi-Fi at the border. So, I was just in a little sticky situation, but it was pretty cool.
Always have the address.
Do you know how I won him over?
Why?
Started complaining about LAX.
Oh. Wait, how did that even come up?
What's your least favorite airport?
because he asked me, is this your first time in America? And I'm like, no. Fly to LA all the time. I just did a tour of America as well. This, I've been through the border enough times. Obviously, he's like checking that as well, and he's like, oh, how does this airport compare to?
He asked you that?
He asked me that. He asked me that, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is way better. This is such a good airport officer.
What the fuck?
and
Why would he care?
And he looks around and he goes, "Really?" And then I just start going off in LAX.
Like,
Yeah, he's just
yes,
like,
officer.
and I'm just like, you do not know how good this is compared to LAX. My God, if
Thank God he didn't ask me. I'd have been like, bro, this airport is a dog. I'd have been like, he'd have been like, denied.
yeah.
B tier? What?
Yeah. And as soon as I was like going off my LAX, he just looks at it and goes, "All right, you can go through. Hope it's not too hard. I was just doing my job." I was like, "Yeah, totally
Oh, he said
understand.
that?
Yeah, totally understand, man. Totally understand. You're just doing your job."
Well, at least he said that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
At least he said that. You know,
He was pretty loud with you there. I don't know if it's doing his job. He got a little something out of that, I think.
He was definitely
pretty loud.
He was definitely being very loud and, in my opinion, very excessive. I think my monk training kind of like came through. Maybe it like exuded onto him somehow because he was grilling me and I was just like, you know, I'm sorry, man. I can't check it right now. I'll be real
I
with
come
you.
here in peace.
Yeah, the fucking line through LAX, dude. I watched 2 episodes of Made in Abyss while I waited in the immigration line.
God.
I'm not because dude, it's so shit.
It is shit.
It's so bad how like understaffed LAX is,
Yeah.
and like I'm like, this is so stupid that I can
Yeah.
watch an hour of anime in the fucking line.
And you got to like the officer and you just like, I'm sorry, officer. I just watched Made in Abyss.
It's a banger episode, by the way.
I think I was on like episode 10 of season 2 as well, and I was
Oh,
like,
fuck.
fuck, this is heating up. I watched
yeah.
Made in Abyss season 2. That was great.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Anime talk, that was good.
yeah.
Anime
Anime talk. Yeah.
Very. Wait, how far are we in?
Hour and 30.
I guess we can do anime talk.
Okay, we can do a little bit of anime.
Just for you guys.
Let's not talk about it, the anime.
Okay, sure.